Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? What is going on? Man, what a... XRP is in such a critical moment spot right now. Grant in the house. Who else is in the house? Hey, yo, Johnny's in the house. Let's go, just Maui. All right, we're gonna do a quick 20-minute stream here. Let's pause the music. Let's get into the price action. What up, everybody? Quick little evening update. Operation Generational Bottom. We are so ready. We are so ready. In regards to 2026 is going to be such a shocker to so many people that are going to get sidelined. There's going to be so many individuals that are going to get sidelined and they're not going to know what happened. And the best part is they had another opportunity to get in at, reasonable prices to accumulate, but people are going to fade it again. It is going to be so hard going into the new era. This evolution that we're going to witness is going to be very difficult. Let's go. Okay, so this is the daily chart for XRP. And the daily chart for XRP is just so scary to me. Okay, because if we're going to witness a wick down, I don't know how bad that wick's going to be. But these markets go into the weekend with low volume like this and multiple little fake outs that we saw and people jumped into trades, okay? These little multiple fake outs that we saw, it's not helping. And I'm not bullish going into the weekend. You guys saw what Trump said today. They came out and said that release the alien files. Release it. Because I don't know, what are they going to do? There is a curveball with these files. I mean, people are already talking about this, and some people have probably already forgone about the Epstein documents. It's crazy. Just because the thing is, you got to also think about the individuals that aren't going to do their research, that also think that these Epstein documents are not doesn't mean anything. There's so many people on this planet that actually think that these Epstein documents are irrelevant and they mean nothing. But actually, they're burning down the system, folks. And they're literally pretty much telling you guys exactly who runs these individuals. World War III starts in Israel and ends with the world united to fight the aliens. They're going to get a narrative for aliens. They're going to get aliens are real. 9/11 was an inside job. I talked about that in today's episode. Well, I talked about it to a certain extent that I got rid of it. Because I'm like, honestly, I don't even want to get into that controversy or whatever. But, that if people that still like to say it's not an inside job, it's just crazy to me. But so much damage has been done to the Americans and everybody. Actually, every politician has damaged their own countries, their own nations. And ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button for the aliens. For the aliens, they're probably watching right now. They're probably observing us. And the best part about all this is the smart individuals will have enough money to be prepared for anything. And that is with crypto. Understand that, folks. You guys know, the world has been operating on fake fiat value, that we were all born into the system. We were brainwashed into the system by our family members, by your mom, by your dad, and your parents have been brainwashed into the system by their, parents, and so on. Okay, we were born at a very pivotal moment. Okay, the people that see exactly what's about to happen in this crypto ecosystem, operational generational bottom, entries in these levels, accumulation in these levels are going to be looked at and studied. Studied in terms of how these people stuck around and held this digital asset for ages, okay? Because 7 years may seem like a lot to some of you, but in reality, I knew this thing was going to be exactly where it's today. And that is a freaking Trojan horse, unstoppable. At every round table, you have Ripple and XRP being talked about and being mentioned, okay? And, you know, soon everything's going to unravel. Everything's going to unravel. Remember, you could only keep up a Ponzi scheme or a network for so long until it fails. Okay, like think 10 years from now, think 30 years from now, 20 years from now on what infrastructures are going to be here and what's going to last. And the best part about, I played that in today's video actually, I want to bring that to your attention, just what Peter Thiel said. And, you know, it's perfect. I think he explains it the best. And as soon as I get this video up here, you guys will see it. But what we're buying right now, the assets that we are buying, we got to ask ourselves, okay, is this going to be around in 10 years? How is it going to be used? Like, we got to think the long term, not like right at this very moment. Like, what infrastructure are we building here, right? So take a listen to this. It says here.
We already talked about. So I think, anyway, so I think this last mover thing is very critical. I'm always tempted, you know, I don't want to overdo the chess analogies, but, you know, the first mover in chess is someone who plays white. White is about a 1/3 of a pawn advantage. So there's a small advantage to going first. You want to be the last mover who wins the game. And so there's always the Capablanca world champion, chess champion Capablanca line. You must begin by studying the end game. And I do think that's...
Studying the end game. The end game is what we had to focus on. That's what we have always been focused on. And honestly, give yourselves a pat on the back. And you know what? I got a live crowd to do that for us, okay? Because the XRP community, while I speak over this live crowd, have been studying the end game, okay? Not the present moment and the day-to-day price action for XRP, okay? So just take a listen to that again.
Line. So there's always the Capablanca world champion, chess champion Capablanca line. You must begin by studying the end game. And I do think that's, well, I wouldn't say that's the only thing you should study. I think this sort of perspective of asking these questions, why will this still be the leading company 10, 15, 20 years from now, is a really critical one to try to think through.
Let me know what you got. Ladies and gentlemen, monumental. Let me get my mic closer to my mouth here. And let me also get this trade back up here. Okay. That's the best way to describe it. We have been studying the end game, and the end game is being presented and being rolled out as we speak right now. But there's a start to the end game in terms of real economic value coming on chain now. I saw something in regards to Jake and apparently how XRP could go to $1 million. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know why that needs to be talked about. Honestly speaking, if XRP were to even go over $100,000 per coin, majority of you guys would probably OD on sudden wealth syndrome, okay, and probably have a panic attack. So why are we even talking about astronomical numbers like that for XRP? I genuinely think it's not necessary. And even, you know, a $10,000 XRP, I genuinely don't think, you know, if we look at it from a perspective where, okay, if XRP goes to $10,000 and we as XRP community come together and we create a pool of $1 billion, like $100 billion of world elites, yeah, let's do it. And then we will fight. Well, let's see when that time happens. But if the world's still a bad place or a weird place, we could be impactful with the wealth that we have been granted or, you know, hunkered down and hoarded. So it's just like, I don't really see these crazy targets. It's cool, but, you know, let's just be realistic. Let's be, you know, I don't think $1,000 XRP Is that a question? No, without it, no, I don't. Like, I think in the future, those levels will naturally be achieved. But in the short term, something achievable that even, a 70-year-old could live through. If you're 70 years old here, if you can make it maximum in another 10 years, again, me being extremely stupidly conservative, you're going to see $100 XRP, okay? Just keep your heart rate up, keep your legs moving. You don't want to be a skeleton, especially one that's not able to move around easy. You got to keep your joints clean, okay? So you guys can enjoy the wealth. Very simple. Treat yourself like a car, right? It's like, would you put shitty oil in your car? You're doing the same thing when you consume any kind of food or anything that you put in your body. What you eat is pretty much what you are. So, folks, remember, the wealth is coming. These Operation Generational Bottom live streams are going to be monumental. We're going to look back at these prices and we're going to say, wow. I still kind of look back on my Instagram profile. Sometimes I used to post my trades and stuff. I remember putting in trades at like 35 cents for XRP. Would go to like 40 cents. We would make like $1,000. Like scalp trades, and we're completely at a different level. Take creatine. Jay Clavier needs to stay a gym bro. Yeah, he seems like a gym bro. I feel like he would give good spots. You know what I hate when you ask somebody for a spot and they like do everything, or they like really help a lot. It's the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button for these prices, these entries. Why do we have ads for live streams? I just have whatever is the way it's set up. I don't really do any of the changes or anything to it. I just come, I hit live, and I go on. That's why we've kept the same title for for over a month. We had the same title, but I chose to change that up. But at the end of the day, titles really don't really say much about a live stream when you're having constant talk, coverage of different topics, and maneuvering with the chat. But these alien documents are like such a crazy time, when Epstein documents are out, when not Israel, well, I mean, they're a part of it, Iran and America, and the Clarity Act being pending to be passed. There's a lot of moving parts. Exciting times. I was actually shocked that Jake joined, Jake was into XRP, he said 2022. Because I remember when I started, Jake was nowhere to be seen. Like, he didn't exist. And then all of a sudden, I believe that's when I saw him on Twitter around 2022. But yeah, that's I don't know exactly when that happened. All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. Do you guys want to play up or down? We call it up or down, but that's high and low. High and low. Folks, if you guys, want to try the high and low on Tubit, the link is in the description down below. If you're a new user, you get a $50 deposit bonus. And you could just try to profit off that. If I could find it here, right here. There we go. Up and down, baby. Let's go. We'll do one round. And we'll get you guys to pick what this is going to be, okay? We'll put $50. You guys could see the 5-minute time frame here. 5-minute time frame thinks it's going to go down. I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys right now, start a poll, up or down? Up, down. Let's go. Well, there we go. Up or down. Higher or lower? This is the 5-minute chart. Don't guess. I don't want you guys to guess. Because I am, I don't want to lose. I think I'm on a 2 losing streak here. That's the 1 minute. We're getting a lot of down. This is the 5-minute increments, okay? I don't know if you guys could change. No, sorry, this is 3 minutes. So within the next 3 minutes is what we're doing. Is it going to go up or down? Let me put some music to this so it's a little bit more enjoying. If we're going to lose money, at least let's do it at peace. Okay. Everybody's saying down. The beer. Okay. All right, we're going down. All right, we're going with the crowd. Now we wait 3 minutes. Sideways. Honestly, it should give you that option for sideways. If we lose this, everybody that voted, how many? There's 47 voters. Okay. Okay, so here we go. There is 47 voters. If we lose this, we're getting a little hat getting passed around. We're all going to contribute to that hat. Easy up on the 3 minute. Did y'all see the 5 minute chart? Let's see. Let's see. So far the chat is in the win. But I saw the 5 minute shook. That's what I was kind of going off of as well. But we got 1:42. We got 1:42. Let's see how this ends. I'm not going to watch it. And let's go over and talk about what Epstein had to say. And you know what? This one might actually, I got to get on the piano for this one. Because Saylor, today, at 7:46 a.m., came out and tweeted the unimaginable. He said, if it's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million. Meaning, he has now came out and confirmed that Bitcoin could go to zero. Like, that is incredible. And let's go head and over and let's go to the kitchen and let's see what is being cooked up here. And if we are looking good, we got 53 seconds left. We got 53 seconds left, and let's see how this turns out. Saylor already had a failure of a $20 billion company, or I don't know the exact amount on it, but he lost a big one there. He lost a big one. But pretty incredible. Do we have a sea or red right now? Let's take a look. Let's do a real refresher. We still got to see a green. We still got to see a green. And let's take a look. Folks. Oh, I think the crowd, I think you guys got it. And let's get the crowds on their feet for the chat for getting it completely right. We got 6 seconds. Oh my goodness, if this goes up, I swear to God. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you guys. This was a team effort. I would like to thank Shook for on the lookout. You know, you saw the 5 minute thing, you know, but the crowd saw the broader picture. So thank you, Vinny. Everybody will receive a check in the mail for 20 cents to all the contributors. Thank you very much. Thank you. FBI, open up! Oh my goodness. They're already here for taxes. They're already here for taxes. Okay, folks, the 20 minute is coming up. If you guys want to take a shot at higher or lower, I call it up or down. It's on 2bit under futures and under event contracts, okay? And if you just sign up for new users, you do get a $50 futures bonus, which you could use on higher or lower with the link below, okay? So it's pretty, you know, sometimes I do it. Sometimes you're on a roll, but don't overdo it. Take your profits and just get out of there. But let's see. We're just going to keep it at that. We're just going to keep it at that. Not going to overdo it. I want to keep a streak on. I had a streak of 4 winning streaks. And and you just gotta stop and then come back to it, because this is always going to be here. Okay, the event is still going on for a couple more months. I started with 50 at 290 now. Yeah, if you could do it nice and steady, like you just gotta train yourself. Okay, like I said, when I started trading, I was trading with $20, $30, $40, and this was years. So right now, like, I could go in here and say, oh, I'm gonna go like higher and lower. Probably could have actually, but forget it. Just walk away. This is gonna be here. Come back. But it's tempting. God damn. But okay, that's okay. It's always gonna be there. The markets are here 24/7. All right, folks, we're gonna round up tonight's live stream. It was a pleasure. Okay, quick little update. XRP, like I said, what we're gonna see is either gonna be a wick or it's gonna be a reversal. But I think we're still in the room for a little bit of downward action, because we haven't seen enough momentum pick up to the upside, and that's the only thing that's kind of holding me back right now. Every single time we get an attempt, and remember what we said a couple days ago on the stream, it played out perfectly, got rejected at the $1.68 and came right back down to these levels. So it's going to be very important. It is holding these levels, so I'm a little optimistic, but the daily, the 12-hour, let's see. The daily right at this very moment has potential, but going into the weekend with low volume, I don't trust it. Never did. Okay, folks, we're going to end off the video, of course, with the classic. And we will see you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Stick around till the end, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
My family thinks less of me because I told them to buy XRP. And all my friends quit texting me, cause all I talk about's the XCC. When the price rose, it was just like ecstasy, but then it crashed so unexpectedly, and no one's standing next to me, cause I still tell them to buy XRP. Talking about, but I still buy my XRP. If you don't like it, you can suck my DM. Buy my XRP. I guess that's just how it goes. It genders, nobody knows, and it's like the things that happen are all part of a show. You either see it or don't. You either will or you won't. But when the price is really low, I fucking back up the boat, and I'ma buy my XRP. If you don't like it, you can suck my DM. Buy my XRP. They call me bag holder number one. While they're laughing, I'm buying more, son. My therapist says let it go, man. I said no, it's all part of the plan. And when the flipping